Right now, we're at the Call for Action call center where we have volunteers taking your consumer complaints and getting answers.
Plus, a major change for how marijuana is classified in the United States, what it means, and how people are reacting. And we're following a visit by Vice President Kamala Harris back on Wisconsin soil for a campaign stop today. You're watching News 3 Now at 5. This week, we've shared the stories of people that our Call for Action volunteers have helped, and it has all been leading up to this. Tonight is the News 3 Now Call for Action Call-a-thon. Our Catherine Merck is with our volunteers right now. Catherine, how's it going in there?
Eric, we are hearing lots of folks call our Call for Action team looking to get their consumer complaints answered. Take a look at what's happening behind me here. Our volunteers are taking calls from people who have experienced some type of consumer issue with businesses, government agencies, and other entities. We're going to walk over here and speak to one of our volunteers. David's over here. Thanks so much for taking the time today to answer some calls with us.
Good afternoon.
So tell me a little bit about how long you've been a volunteer and why you wanted to get involved with the organization.
I started with Call for Action about 2 years ago, and I had prior experience in contracting and purchasing, so I thought this would be a good mix after I retired because I've dealt with contractors and I've dealt with internal and external customers, so I thought it was a perfect fit.
David, so right now you're right on our portal, right? Tell me a little bit about some of the calls that you get and what surprises you as a volunteer in our community from these people.
I think the biggest thing is a lot of times people call us and they think we can fix everything for them, and that's not necessarily the case, and sometimes it's not really a call for action thing, it's more legal that they have to end up doing, which we don't get involved with. But other ones are just, they've hit a roadblock and they don't know where else to turn. So we have a lot of resources. Even if we can't get an answer, we can give them resources that help them to follow through with it on their own.
We're going to have a lot of people calling throughout the rest of the evening. What is your advice to people to make sure that our volunteers can make sure their case gets heard?
Be prepared to give us the information. Dates and times help us a lot, and names of who you talk to, and a good description of your problem. And again, I think we're taking a short amount of the information, and we'll get back to them for more details later.
David, again, thank you so much for talking to us.
You're welcome. Have a good one.
So David is going to be one of the many people taking calls here through the next hour and a half. The number you're going to need to call if you want to make a consumer complaint is on the screen right over there, 608-270-2833. We have volunteers taking calls, looking at our online platforms at channel3000.com/call-for-action, and making sure that you get your voice heard in situations where you may feel voiceless. Bro, send it back over to the studio, Eric.
All right, Catherine, thank you. So take a look at your screen, and that QR code that takes you to the form where you can file a complaint with our Call for Action team. Just scan it with your phone, and you'll be taken there immediately. Well, let's get a look at your first warn forecast now. Chief Meteorologist Alex Harrington is out on the weather patio. Alex?
Hey, Eric, it's gorgeous out here on the patio. Pretty nice for a May day. Sun is out. We had a couple thunderstorms that rolled through areas from Madison and points to the east, and there's still a couple of showers and thunderstorms out there. Let's take a peek at our live Capitol cam here, Edgewater Skycam. You can actually see those in the distance looking east. Some of those clouds rising up. That's that weather system, the front that's moving through southern Wisconsin along 151 north and east of Columbus. We have one of those areas of showers and thunderstorms that are still left. A dwindling shower if you're east of Fort Atkinson. That storm was a bit stronger, but has since weakened considerably. Across the rest of Dane County, no shower and thunderstorm activity now. This front is pushing off towards the east. It's lining up from Beaver Dam down to Jefferson, down to Walworth County as we speak here during the 5 o'clock hour, and those storms will move off to the east as that front continues to move off to the east. Just an outside chance of a shower down towards Walworth County and over towards Milwaukee as we head a little bit later into the evening. The rest of southern Wisconsin, we can feel this here on the patio. We're getting those dry winds coming in from behind that front now. Temperature 76 in Madison, 73 in Mineral Point, and 76 to the north in the Dells. It's warm right along this front that's washing out and moving to the east. We'll see temperatures dipping down to 63 by the time you join us for our 10 o'clock newscast. How cool we go tonight, where the fog chances are tonight, and when you can expect and how long you can expect 80-degree weather to stick around. I have those answers in a few minutes.
All right, Alex, thank you. The Biden administration made a big move today in the classification of cannabis. The president is calling the move monumental. Our Maddie Heimsch has more on what that means. Maddie?
Yeah, Eric, this move won't outright legalize marijuana on a federal level, but what it will do is change its classification to a lower risk substance, taking it out of that same category as drugs like heroin and LSD that are defined as having no acceptable medical use. The decision came after President Joe Biden asked the Department of Health and Human Services and the Justice Department to examine the original classification, in which the HHS concluded there was some, quote, credible scientific support that marijuana could be used effectively in certain medical situations.
This will allow our country and scientists in the United States to actually study this plant.
Wisconsin State Senator Melissa Agard told me this move is a step toward more honest education and subsequently more safe use of marijuana.
I also know that when we're not really studying things, it allows people to make up their own narratives, to make up their own stories, as opposed to understand the truth behind it, the science behind it.
She says the current classification gives young people the wrong idea. When students know someone who uses cannabis and see it categorized alongside drugs like heroin, they could get the impression that heroin isn't as serious or dangerous as it is. Agard added that it's not just about the drug.
We are going to have more paths towards justice for people who have been negatively impacted by the extreme classification of cannabis.
She says the current status results in an overflow of federal convictions, most commonly facing people of color. The Biden administration cited the drug's potential medical usage and low likelihood of dependence as reasons for the change. Now, the reclassification won't take immediate effect. A 60-day period will allow officials to make a final determination this summer.
Maddie, thank you. In campaign 2024 coverage now, Vice President Kamala Harris continuing the Biden campaign's push here in Wisconsin today. She was in Milwaukee for a campaign event for much of the day, marking her 4th visit already to the state this year. It's part of her nationwide Economic Opportunity Tour, and today she took part in a moderated conversation with comedian D.L. Hughley to talk about what the Biden administration has done for small businesses across America.
We are dropping trillions of dollars on the streets of America right now to build back up our roads and our bridges, our sidewalks, to invest in a clean energy economy, to deal with the climate crisis in a way that is about building up adaptation and resilience.
And the vice president then made the short trip down to Chicago to continue her economic tour. From the other side of the political aisle, Republicans are criticizing the Biden administration's take on the economy. The Republican National Committee releasing a statement reading in part, quote, Kamala Harris is in Milwaukee to try to sell an alternate reality of prosperity and opportunity to Wisconsinites. No amount of dog and pony shows will change the fact that Wisconsin families are being crushed by higher prices. And the vice president's visit to Wisconsin comes shortly after a major announcement from her office just this morning. A Biden-Harris campaign official confirms Vice President Harris will take to the debate stage. She could face off against former President Trump's pick for vice president. The Trump campaign has not yet accepted the invitation for that debate, but an announcement of Trump's VP pick could be imminent. In an interview with WTMJ-TV in Milwaukee, Trump said there was a, quote, pretty good chance the VP pick will be unveiled during next month's Republican National Convention in Milwaukee. For his part, Trump, who will take part in a CNN debate with President Biden in June, said he wouldn't have an issue if presidential hopeful Robert F. Kennedy Jr. qualified for the debates in that same interview. Tonight, some of the major stakeholders behind the push to redraw the state's legislative districts are meeting right here in Madison. It's part of an annual meeting for the Wisconsin Democracy Campaign. It's set to cover what the future of redistricting will look like. It comes after one win by advocates as the state Supreme Court threw out existing districts earlier this year. Some are still pushing for a fairer process to draw new districts. The Madison School District could be the next district to ask taxpayers to help fund operations. That's if it decides to put a referendum on the ballot this November. Our Braden Ross spoke with one school board member today about what goes into that decision and where the budget stands right now. Braden?
Yeah, that's right. This week, the Board of Education got their first look at the proposed preliminary budget for next year. If it stays as it is, it would cut property taxes by 11%. But the board could also ask taxpayers to forego that cut in a referendum this fall. Board member Nikki Vandermeulen says one of her biggest concerns with the cuts is being able to pay teachers a competitive wage.
If you don't have the money to go with it, how do you guarantee that that position is going to be filled? We have to be able to pay our people what they are worth, if not more than they're worth, to be able to get and attract and retain the best talent that we have.
Now, the proposed budget would add more than 100 new employees, mostly teachers and mental health support staff. But Vandermeulen says the district would likely need more funding, whether from the state government or a taxpayer referendum to keep those teachers. In April, 93 school districts across the state of Wisconsin had referenda on their ballots. Only 56 of those, that's around 60%, were actually approved by voters.
All right, Braden, thank you. Tonight at 10, the second part of our series, Love in the Public Domain, will air. That series focuses on Joe Gow, the former chancellor at UW-La Crosse, ousted for his participation in online pornography. Our sister station, WKBT-TV, News 8 Now in La Crosse, sat down with Gow and his wife, Carmen Wilson. And tonight they'll talk about how their lives have changed since this story broke. After essentially going viral, the couple is getting more attention when they go out into their community. At first, it was overwhelming for Gow, but it's become easier to deal with since. And months later, they still can't go out without people taking note.
We were in a restaurant and there were some students that were eager to get their picture taken with us, you know, and so it's been okay.
Well, Gow and Wilson say in La Crosse, most people they've interacted with have been supportive, but not everyone has had a positive reaction, and they say even some of their family members are still struggling with it. Tonight at 10, the series will explore how this has impacted their families and how their relationship with the university has changed. Our Call for Action Call-a-thon in full swing today. If you have any consumer issues you'd like to have solved, just call the number right there on your screen, and our volunteers will be there with answers. And a check of Thursday trading after the Dow briefly passed the 40,000 mark today. It gives back almost 39 points. The NASDAQ down 44. S&P 500 loses 11. We'll be right back.
Get an 11% rebate on everything at Menards. Create the art of your dreams with Pennington Contractors Grass Seed Mix. It provides quick and professional grade results. Get a 40-pound bag for $59.99 after rebate. Continue your lawn care with Forever Green Weed and Feed Fertilizer. It's designed to control over 150 different broadleaf weeds. This 32-pound bag covers up to 10,000 square feet. Now only $19.99 after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards. Trust your feet to Morgan's Shoes.
Thin Comfort footwear is handmade from the finest of natural products, leather-lined and expertly crafted, made with great care to ensure a first-class product that Thin Comfort is known for. Thin Comfort, meticulously handcrafted in Germany and loaded with arch support. You can be assured that Morgan Shoes will properly fit you in your new Thin Comfort shoes.
Comfort with style. Trust your feet to Morgan Shoes.
Morgan Shoes, Hilldale.
Why choose between that new deck you've been wanting and that vacation you've been dreaming about? Get both. A deck that outlasts wood 3 to 1 and up to a 7-day vacation on one of the top cruise lines or at one of our hundreds of resorts with no blackout date restrictions. Call now or visit the website for your new deck today.
I'm Megan Tim, Director of Community Health at SSM Health. You may know us as healthcare providers, but we live here too. And as good neighbors, we know our community thrives when we take care of each other. That's why SSM Health and News 3 Now are sharing the keys to health. Watch for our expert information and advice on air, online, and at fun local events. Join SSM Health and News 3 Now, and together we'll unlock a healthier community by taking time for kids.
Certain this is gonna work?
Nothing to it.
For Imprint certain?
Certainty matters. 4imprint is your home for promo gear to wow clients and inspire your team. Check out 4imprint.com.
4imprint, for certain.
We really need to redo the roof. It's leaking.
We're not redoing the roof without getting new gutters.
The gutters can wait until I get...
Happy spouse, happy house.
Exactly.
Wait.
For home improvement guaranteed to make everyone happy, everyone can agree on 1-800-HANSON's. Because our durable, energy-efficient, and weather-resistant roofing is guaranteed for life. Get 50% off installation or no interest and no payments for 2 full years.
Call 1-800-HANSON's. Get it done.
Coming up, the Madison School District faces 2 tough choices for next year: get a referendum or cut the budget and face the teachers union without raises. We dive into their predicament and what could happen to your students' education. That's tonight at 6.
Been scammed? Landlord not responding? Have billing disputes? Take action. Today from 4 to 6:30 p.m. call 608-270-2833 and News 3 Now's Call for Action investigators will help you get results. You're watching News 3 Now at 5. Moving forward.
House Republicans are butting heads with the Department of Justice over the investigation into President Biden's handling of classified materials. Now, the battle centers around the audio recording of President Biden's interview with the special counsel who led that investigation. Skylar Henry has more details now from Washington.
The White House announced Thursday President Biden is exerting executive privilege, preventing Attorney General Merrick Garland from giving Congress audio recordings of the president's interview with special counsel Robert Hur.
We're protecting our ability to continue to do high-profile and sensitive investigations, and we will continue to do that.
Hur's investigation into Biden's handling of classified materials has already wrapped up, with the Republican appointee declining to prosecute Biden. And Garland says the DOJ already gave the House committees a transcript of the interview.
We have gone to extraordinary lengths to ensure that the committees get responses to their legitimate requests. But this is not one.
House Republicans say the audio is needed as part of their impeachment inquiry into President Biden. They're trying to hold Attorney General Merrick Garland in contempt of Congress for not turning over the recordings.
The department has a legal obligation to turn over the requested materials pursuant to the subpoena. Attorney General Garland's willful refusal to comply with our subpoena constitutes contempt of Congress.
Republicans further accused the DOJ of carrying out political attacks.
The decision to prosecute Donald Trump for mishandling classified documents and the decision not to prosecute Joe Biden for the same offense.
Democrats question their GOP colleagues' motives.
They want the video for Donald Trump's campaign commercials.
The House Judiciary Committee voted along party lines.
Mr. Chairman, there are 18 ayes and 15 noes.
It's to send the contempt charges against Garland to the full House. Skylar Henry, CBS News, Washington.
And the House Oversight Committee was also scheduled to hold a hearing on contempt charges for Attorney General Garland, but delayed that vote, allowing some of its Republican members to attend former President Trump's trial in New York City. Well, our Call for Action volunteers continue to stand by to take your calls. Catherine Merck in our Call for Action studio with how you can get involved. Catherine?
Our Call for Action volunteers are taking your consumer complaints and saving people money. Right now, we have volunteers taking calls both over the air and online right now. If you have a consumer issue you need help with, call the number 608-270-2833. In the first quarter of this year alone, our team has helped people save hundreds of thousands of dollars. We have more information on our website at channel3000.com/call-for-action. Make sure to check that out. We're going to be here for the next hour and a half. We'll send it back over to you, Eric.
All right, Catherine, thank you. Now take a look at your screen. Again, here is the QR code to take you to the form where you can file a complaint with our Call for Action team. Just scan it with your phone and you'll be taken right there immediately. Time now for a look at your first warn forecast. Chief Meteorologist Alex Harrington joins us once again. Alex?
Eric, I got really nice things to talk about in the three things that you need to know. We got temperatures that are going to climb up to near 80 by Friday, lasting through the weekend. Wet weather, though, will hold off by the looks of it, at least the appreciable stuff, till early next week. Not as warm as we get a little bit further, but the good stuff, again, as we had Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, will be these temperatures near 80 degrees. Radar 3000, nothing across Dane County. That cold front has since moved off towards the north and towards the east, with good news here. This thunderstorm that was just south and west of Beaver Dam earlier in our newscast and late in the 4 o'clock newscast has weakened significantly as it's moved off towards Highway 26 just south of Juneau. The shower and thunderstorm activity continues to dwindle across the area. Future track pushing any remaining showers and isolated storms out to Lake Michigan by the time you join us for our 10 o'clock newscast. Then we will be tracking our temperatures, which will be the next part of our weather story. Gorgeous out there right now, near 80 in Janesville, 76 in Madison, 78 to the west in Boscoville. Here in Dane County, had a great time this afternoon in McFarland talking about severe weather. You're at 76 degrees, and we got a 78 in Middleton, and how about a 77 to the northwest in Sauk City. Planning the rest of your evening, dipping down into the low 60s as skies clear out. Gorgeous one ahead of us for the rest of your Thursday evening. As we move forward here into Friday and beyond, we'll start off upper 40s to right around 50 degrees. Future track model catching on this bank of clouds from Madison and points to the east. That could be a little patchy fog from Madison and points east overnight tonight. And then, like I said, I promised upper 70s to near 80 on your Friday with the partly sunny conditions. And that's a stretch of 3 days, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, where we will be in the upper 70s to the lower 80s. Dry during that period. Then showers and thunderstorms become quite likely Monday going on into Tuesday. At the 10 o'clock newscast, I will be giving you a glimpse of how much water we could squeeze out next week with those multiple rounds of showers and storms. But not before an 83 on Saturday and an 81 on Sunday. Monday and Tuesday still staying warm. We'll be on the warm side of the weather systems by the looks of it at that point in time. Just enough fuel for some of those storms to also be on the stronger side on Monday going into Tuesday. Whenever you see those low temperatures right around 60 degrees or in the 60s, that's that humidity that's building in. So we'll have just a bit of fuel on Monday and Tuesday for those stronger storms. As we head out further into the 7 to 10 day forecast, a little cooler as we go out later into the work week with shower chances building back in, but even those temperatures are close to normal for this time of year. Weather photos, just want to do a plug. How can you send us your weather photos? Easy to do. Get your phone out right now. We've been doing that this evening with our telethon around the corner here, but just get your phone out, scan here. This is how you can submit those weather photos directly to the weather team, and we'll try to get those weather photos on air. It's always good to show weather photos when it's safe. I always want to underline when it's safe. Hey, traffic, let's take a peek here. Eastbound on 12 as you head over towards the 39 exchange, a little slow at 50 miles per hour. Otherwise, going at a decent clip eastbound and westbound on the southern part of our beltline. Janesville, those showers and storms have since pushed off towards the north and towards the east, going at a good clip, just at about 70 miles per hour where we should be. And the Wisconsin Dells, par for course, 70 miles per hour. Eric, a pretty nice night for driving now that those showers and storms have exited the area.
Looks great, Alex. Thank you. Once again, a reminder, our call for action call-a-thon in full swing at this moment. If you have any consumer issues you'd like to have solved, just call the number right there on your screen. Our volunteers standing by. They'll have answers for you, and we'll be right back.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Experience, knowledge, and results. That's what you need when you've been in a serious truck accident. Call Gruber Law Offices. We've successfully helped people injured by big trucks for more than 35 years. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
What if antibodies from sharks cured cancer? What if breast cancer was prevented with a vaccine? What if new science became clinical trials in real time? At UW Health Carbone Cancer Center, we search the depths of the ocean, the edges of space, turning possibilities into life-saving solutions and what-ifs into remarkable realities. UW Health Carbone Cancer Center. Remarkable.
Think Sloan's first.
You know, the big thing about Sloan's is the ease of doing business. They make everything simple. We choose Sloan's and John Deere because we have availability of equipment, quality service, quality parts, and they have the ability to keep us up and running.
Green Tag savings time is on now at Sloan Implement. Get your John Deere Z530R with 4.9% for 60 months. That's as low as $93 per month.
Power up with Sloan's.
Think Sloan's first.
Chevy gets it. I want it, and I can afford it can be one and the same. With Chevy Trax, a car and driver 10 best. The rugged Chevy Trailblazer. And Chevy Colorado, Motor Trend Truck of the Year. Chevy, all you want is all within reach. Connected by OnStar. Get 1.9% financing on all 2024 Blazer, Equinox, Trailblazer, and Traverse Limited models. Chevrolet, the #1 selling brand in Wisconsin.
At Blaine's Farm and Fleet, we get you outdoors because we get you. So get your summer started off right with amazing Memorial Day savings throughout the store. Like Estate Weed and Feed, just $34.99. Save $40 on this Champion portable generator. Rewards members save an extra $10. Assorted bags of Royal Canin dog food up to $25 off. And rewards members get free same-day local delivery on all pet supply orders of $49 or more. We get you outdoors because we get you at Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
It's Empire Today's biggest sale, the 50-50-50 sale. 50% off carpet and flooring, 50% off padding and materials, and 50% off installation. That's right, half off your entire project. You can save thousands. Empire's 50-50-50 sale won't last long. Don't miss 50% off carpet and flooring, 50% off padding and materials, and 50% off installation.
800-588-2300 Empire.
Today. A truck crash can be life-changing. If you've been injured, call Gruber Law Offices. We have a powerful team with the knowledge, resources, and history of results you'll need. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5. Moving forward.
The Transportation Security Administration says it's ready for the busiest summer travel season ever, and that begins with the upcoming Memorial Day holiday weekend. Between May 23rd through May 29th, TSA expects to screen more than 18 million people at airport checkpoints nationwide. Next Friday, the 24th, said to be the busiest day of the long Memorial Day weekend, with 3 million people expected to fly that day, and the agency says the summer will be even busier.
There will be some days this summer that we will likely see 3 million travelers in our screening checkpoints across the country. Our current record is about 2.9 million, but we expect 3 or 3.1 million travelers, most likely during the busiest days during the core of the summer in July and early part of August.
Already this year, TSA says passenger travel is up 8%. 7 of the 10 busiest passenger screening days in TSA history have been in the past 12 months. 2 of them just last week. Our call for action volunteers are on standby taking your calls. Catherine Merck is in our call for action studio with how you can get involved here. Catherine?
Eric, we're almost an hour and a half into our call-a-thon here, and take a look behind me. Our volunteers are working very hard to get your consumer complaints resolved. Right now, we have multiple volunteers taking calls and receiving online platforms of complaints related to our community, businesses, government agencies, and other entities that are wronging people and aiming to make it right. Make sure to call or fill out our platforms online to be able to get in touch with one of our team members. We're going to be here through the 6 o'clock show. That's next, so make sure to stick with us, and we'll send it back over to the studio, Eric.
All right, once again, Catherine, thank you. A real easy way to do this, the QR code. It'll take you to the form where you can file a complaint with our call for action team so they can help out. Scan it with your phone. You'll be taken there immediately. We'll be right back with a final check of your first warn forecast.
Get solar and get saving with Olson Solar Energy in the Madison area.
When you're talking to someone and you call someone at Olson Solar, it's not someone in Utah, it's not someone in California, it is someone local right here. By doing that, we control the entire process. So we control the project management, we control the design, we control the installation, the electric, the hookup, permitting, and that really sets us apart.
Stop into our location near you. Learn more at olsonsolarenergy.com or give us a call.
We wanted to be able to enjoy all 4 seasons, and patio enclosures helped us make that dream come true.
The one and only patio enclosures.
Thousands of our heroes face the difficult choice between keeping their heat and power on or facing homelessness. 21,000 Wisconsin veterans are living below the poverty line, many impacted by physical or mental health challenges. Wisconsin loses 3 veterans to suicide every week. Together, our mission is to provide all struggling Wisconsin veterans with a critical survival safety net that keeps them safely in their homes. You can make a real difference by providing a donation to the Wisconsin Heat and Housing for Heroes initiative, with 95 cents of every dollar donated going directly to those right here in your community. Help by visiting www.heatforheroes.org or by calling 1-800-891-9276. That's 800-891-9276.
This right here is confidence in a bottle.
It makes me feel so much more confident than I've ever felt.
They are some of the hottest videos on social media. Those videos claiming to instantly get rid of bags under your eyes. Annette Figueroa is here to tell us why she says this one is for real.
This one is for real, and I'm so excited. We even have a video, and all he uses is a small amount on a clean, dry face. And what it does is it tightens and lifts the appearance of bags underneath your eyes. And I did this to my father. We were at home, so we applied it to his under eye bags, and let me tell you, we were so excited. In under 10 minutes, they visibly disappeared from view, and now it is literally part of both of our daily routines. And not only does it work on the bags, it works on the appearance of crow's feet, fine lines, and wrinkles.
This Memorial Day is the best time to try Plexiderm at our starter price of only $14.95. Your solution is at plexidermtrial.com or call the number on your screen.
Ride a chip.
Don't worry, my cousin's got a guy.
Right now, get 2-for-1 windows and no interest for 1 year.
Hurry, call now.
Call 866 for Feldco.
Coming up on the CBS Evening News. It's been 70 years since the Supreme Court outlawed racial segregation in schools. We head to the school district behind this landmark ruling to see the lessons learned and how they're working to provide a brighter future for everyone. That and more headlines tonight on the CBS Evening News.
And once again, our call for action volunteers are standing by to take your calls. Let's go to Catherine one more time in our call for action studio.
Eric, we're an hour and a half into our call-a-thon, and our volunteers are diligently working to get your consumer issues answered. Even though the evening news is happening next at 5:30, we're going to be here still taking your consumer complaints. Make sure to call the number that's on the screen or send us a form online of your issue to make sure we can get it resolved. We'll send it back to you, Eric.
And do you have an email address, Karen?
Catherine, thank you so much. No complaints for you today. You did a pretty good job with this weather.
No, and those showers and storms that could have produced a strong storm or two, they've since pushed off to the east. We can see that too on Future Track model right now, showing any remaining showers, isolated storms going out to Lake Michigan. So that threat for thunderstorms tonight and any of those strong storms very, very low, dwindling as we progress through the rest of the evening hours. It's going to be a nice night tonight with low temperatures right around 50. Then we got 80 for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, turning stormy by early next week. Not quite as warm next week, but temperatures will still be at or above normal. Not too bad.
Not bad at all. We'll be back in 30 minutes for News 3 Now at 6. CBS Evening News is next.